Warning, this podcast contains themes of extreme violence and murder. Subject matter may be offensive to some listeners. Discretion advised.
Welcome to Evil Transgression, your homicide headquarters here in podcasting. I'm Josh, and with me as always, Dustin and Rex.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
I have extreme pain in my right shoulder.
Oh no, what'd you do?
I don't know, I think I'm just getting old.
That does happen.
It's because your arms are huge.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I hate saying that because I see old people. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna make it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna make it to that.
Right.
I got to start taking better care of myself.
Well, I don't know about you guys. Like, I'll have weeks where I feel great, energetic, and then I'll have something like this past week where I was tired every day. I felt like crap. My sinuses were all jacked up.
Yep.
But today I'm starting to feel normal again. But it's like I'll have these cycles.
I go through cycles where I feel fat. And
that's my cycle every day. I get up let me try and get out of my bed, and I gotta do a leg kick roll.
ever since I got back from vacation, I've just felt fat.
Did you eat a lot?
Yeah. But I just feel like fat shit.
Vacations are the best though, man. I wouldn't know because I haven't been on one in a long time.
I got another one coming up in October.
What'd I tell you? Mm-hmm. 5 a year.
Yeah.
5 a year.
Easily.
Where are you going in October?
Maine.
I hope it rains.
And snows.
Who goes to Maine in October? Oh, you're going to Uncle. Yeah.
You going to get some lobster?
No, I don't do seafood.
Really?
Oh, God, no.
Time out. You don't do seafood?
No.
Lobster?
No.
What?
I don't do lobster, shrimp. I can do, what's them little fish dicks?
Fish dicks. I've never ate a fish dick in my life. It would probably take a bunch of fish dicks to fill me up.
Fish sticks.
Yes.
With
sticks.
With
Gordon's?
sauce. Yeah.
Some Gordon's?
Do those.
Those are good.
It tastes like chicken strips, so.
They don't taste like chicken at all.
They totally are fish sticks.
Yeah, I know, but they, you know.
Something tells me you've never had good seafood.
I can't get over the texture. It's disgusting.
But you'll eat a fish stick.
Yeah, because it's also
mostly crunchy.
Breaded.
Yeah, it's breaded, but
you can get fish breaded,
yeah.
Right, but it's almost like deer jerky. It's got good
don't
flavor.
Don't say you can't eat.
But whenever I start thinking about what I'm eating, then I'm like,
oh my
and
gosh, he's one of those.
So what do you do then when you have some Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah.
I don't ever put myself in that situation.
Do you know what those even are?
No.
Josh, you want to tell them?
Those are testicles. they're what is it? Is it ram testicles or bull testicles? It's testes.
Yeah, it's definitely testes.
Yeah,
I thought maybe
that's an actual thing.
Well, and then lamb testicles. Don't they call them lamb fries? Wasn't there a movie?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
There was a movie. It was
lamb fries.
Yeah.
Groats.
What did the guy say? Now there's a man that knows when he's got something good in his mouth.
So, deer jerky, you can't eat deer jerky because you're like, oh, it's a deer.
Yeah, it's just.
So, but you can eat a delicious steak and not think, oh, it's a cow.
Yes.
That makes sense.
That makes zero sense.
I can be like, oh, this is a cow. This is a great tasting cow.
Huh.
Yeah, so I can do that with the deer jerky.
Not me.
Or
Not me.
Summer sausage, deer summer sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Yummy.
So then are you able to drink bull milk or no?
You ever milked a bull?
Yeah, I tried. It was weird.
He only had one udder. Oh, great. Huh. So we're doing a story today on a fella that has a connection to a... check this out. Here's a fun fact for you. The longest running sitcom in the world.
What?
Ooh.
Do you know what the longest running sitcom in the world is?
I do, only because I know this story. So.
Yeah.
What?
But did you know it was the longest running sitcom?
I did not.
Yeah.
What, The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. The Simpsons is the longest running. They call it a sitcom. It's cartoon, but.
Yeah, see, that's why I was hesitant at first, because I'm like, do they really call it that? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a good show.
I mean, Simpsons been on for forever.
Yeah. 80s. Mid-80s, right? Mid-80s.
And if you ever watch it, like, I'll watch it to this day. If it's on, I'm like, hey, well, let me check this out. It still cracks me up.
Oh, yeah.
Homer is hilarious.
I mean, I watched that, Family Guy, American Dad, all those cartoons crack me up.
Yeah. Simpsons, man. That's a classic.
It is.
Because I really think I am Homer Simpson. I grew up.
You look like Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson.
You do kind of look like him.
Dolt. Before we get started, we need to let you know that this episode is brought to you by the Patreon, the newest member of our Patreon, Sandra.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra.
All right, so let's dive in. Buckle up, Evil Mob, as we discuss Ronald James Ward Jr. Ronald James Ward Jr. was born in 1966 in Hood River, Oregon, and was raised in Springfield, Oregon. Springfield, Oregon is in Lane County and has a population of about 60,000 people.
That's a decent size.
For a small place, yeah.
I mean, again, I grew up in a place that had 500 people, and the town next to it had, I think, 5,000. So, yeah, small towns.
Yeah. Springfield, Oregon is also the city where the popular show The Simpsons takes place.
Nice.
The show's creator, Matt Groening, is from Oregon, and he said in an interview he kept it a secret because he wanted people to think he was talking about their hometown. Because I'm pretty sure every state has a Springfield.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never looked at The Simpsons and was like, yep, Springfield. That's where it's taken.
I did. Actually, I was always, I thought that, and then I was like, Springfield, Illinois, maybe?
See, that's what I always thought.
That's the biggest.
Yeah. Notable people from Springfield are UFC star Colby Covington.
I love him.
He's a good dude. Also, Diane Downs. Have you ever heard of her?
Yes.
Actress?
She's currently serving life in prison for the murder of her own children.
Oh, I do not know about her.
She's
You're thinking
how long ago was
Diane
this?
Lane.
That is who I was thinking of.
When Ronald Ward was 19, his parents divorced. His father, Ronald Sr., was an abusive womanizer. According to Ronald, his father was married 8 times while he was growing up. Talk about having a stable home life.
Yeah.
8 times.
8 times. Once is enough.
Right. I was thinking
Once is enough. Donald would marry a woman named Donna, who had 6 children of her own. By all accounts, Ronald was a great stepfather and did a lot of things with his stepchildren. He even coached his son's football team. But like all good things, they come to an end. Ronald and Donna decided to call it quits and end their marriage. Donna moved to Arkansas and took all the children with her.
Wow.
After Donna left, Ronald began using drugs and couldn't hold a regular job. Soon after, Ronald ended up landing a job as a fisherman and met a woman named Hattie Ann Baker in Missoula, Montana.
Hattie Ann Baker. That sounds like a name like from Little House on the Prairie.
I was thinking like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Hattie Ann Baker. Put your dukes up. Hattie was divorced and had 3 children of her own. Her husband just up and left the family. So, when she met Ronald, she was probably excited that someone would want a woman with 3 kids.
Yeah, I don't understand how do you just up and be like, yeah, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, you just don't say it. You just don't come home.
I know, but how do you think that to yourself? Like, I'm out of here.
Different strokes for different folks, man.
Pretty much.
Ronald and Hattie decided to move the family to West by God, Virginia, where Hattie had family members. Ronald began working as a garbage man. On August 25th, 2000, 25-year-old Kristen Lorite was traveling from New Jersey to California, where she stopped to stretch and try and keep herself awake. Never a good thing.
No. I used to take, what were they called? Yellow Jackets when I I have to make a long trip like down to South Carolina.
Like caffeine pills that you got at the gas station?
And then I have to piss every 5 minutes.
That's what I hated, like, coming back, like, and whenever we go on vacation, is, like, nighttime stopping at rest stops. I always be looking at people like...
It's because you have spent your entire life focusing on true crime. We have devoted our lives to murder. So every situation, that's what we all do. Like I go to a restaurant and I make sure my back's against the wall so I can see everything that's going on.
And you can just like peep somebody out. You can look at it and be like, I bet he's got a body or two.
There's a body or two in his under his crawl space. The following day, a pair of truck drivers were driving when they spotted a dog running loose. One of the truckers pulled over and grabbed the dog and noticed he had a tag, so the trucker called the number on it. The phone number on the tag was Kristen Lorite's mother. The dogs would eventually lead police to Kristen's body. Her body was found behind the rest stop. She had been sexually assaulted and was stabbed 10 times.
Wow.
That's why you don't stop alone and stretch your legs at a rest stop.
No. Not only that, but like every rest stop I've ever been to is busy.
Most of them,
yeah, usually.
It's like nobody heard anything.
Again, depends on the time of night.
I imagine it was probably really late. Yeah. So it's, to be tired and need to stretch. Yeah, it was probably late.
Right.
Prior to the killing of Kristen Lorite, Ronald was said to have caught his girlfriend in bed with another man and quickly left to go visit his mother in Montana.
That'll do you in.
Once in Montana, Ronald moved into an RV park and quickly befriended a 43-year-old by the name of Craig Petrick. There are two versions of what happens, one by Ronald and one by the police. We will let you guys decide which one you believe really happened. Ronald said the two men were drinking when Craig Petrick assaulted him. Ronald returned the next day with a gun and shot him in his trailer. However, the police believe Ronald tricked Craig into going into the mountains with him, and the two got into a fight. Ronald beat Craig with a rock and then shot him in the chest before hiding his body.
Brutal.
Well,
sometimes when you're walking in the mountains, you're like, put your dukes up, Craig. I've had enough. This mountain sucks. Put your dukes up.
Maybe he was mad there was no oysters up there.
But my only problem with the stories are, like, you tell the police you shot him and killed him in his trailer.
Yeah.
But his body ended up on a mountain.
That's true.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I mean, either way, you killed him.
Right.
You're busted.
Right.
The police would find the body of Craig Petrick 2 weeks later and name Ronald Ward as their prime suspect. But when they went to arrest Ronald, he was gone. The old disappearing act.
Hold on, whose dad was it that we did an episode on? I think it was the last episode.
Oh, Houdini?
His dad was the Houdini.
Yeah. Ronald would pop up again in Jonesboro, Arkansas, where he would live in a homeless shelter. Homeless shelters.
So
where criminals pop up.
Probably.
Yeah.
I bet. There, he met 49-year-old Jackie Travis. Jackie ended up leaving the homeless shelter and got an apartment of her own. Everything was starting to come together for her. That's good news, right? She's turning her life around. Got her a homestead.
I'm guessing he's probably going to try and move in with her.
Well, Ronald Ward savagely murdered her by beating her, raping her, and strangling her, and even carving things into her body.
That's pretty morbid.
Yeah. That's not the type of friend you want to get from the homeless shelter.
No.
After the murder, Ronald would go on the lam again, making his way to Modesto, California.
This dude has like no rhyme or reason to where he's going.
No, he's just running from the law.
Yep, pretty much.
He's a rambling man.
Ramblin Ronald.
Yes, you just got the episode or the title for this
Ramblin
episode.
Perfect.
That is the title of this episode.
It is. 32-year-old Sheila Polly was a homeless woman who lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sheila was trying to get her life together and become a nursing assistant. She was on her way back to Modesto where she had shared parenting with her ex-husband when she went missing. Ronald likes the homeless women. Is what I'm gathering.
Well, yeah, because they can, you can murder a homeless person and they don't believe that they have a lot of people out looking for them.
Right. Yeah, I suppose.
So you have a better chance of, kidnapping somebody off the street.
Right.
The police haven't really released a whole lot of information on her murder, but what we do know is that she was beaten, stabbed, and sexually assaulted before her body was dumped in a creek. 3 months after his first murder, Ronald was arrested for the murder of Sheila Polly. Ronald was extradited back to Montana for the murder of Craig Petrie. Ronald admitted to killing Craig. Ronald was then extradited to Arkansas for the murder of Sheila Polly. He was sentenced to life in prison after claiming he had no idea if he killed her, but said he would plead guilty anyway.
Wow.
What I don't get is, it's Arkansas,
Yeah.
Arkansas just, a couple years ago, put to death a whole bunch of dudes, in a short period of time, so that they could use up all their supply.
Yeah.
And you murder this girl, and you, literally, it's a heinous murder. You carve stuff into her.
Right.
You rape her, you strangle her, you beat her. Yet, this dude gets life in prison. That is what the death penalty is for, is people like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not pleading guilty to something I didn't do. So
That's true.
chances are he did it.
Oh,
Yes.
without a doubt.
Totally did it. There's no doubt. He wouldn't admit to the killings of Kristen Lorite or Sheila Polly, but in 2007 he was linked through DNA to both murders. Okay, you can't fool DNA, buddy.
Nope. Not these days.
I know they said that Kristen Lorite, her parents, literally put up billboards of her.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't know what happened. So they put up all these different billboards all around, what happened, and it would say what happened to me.
Oh,
and they were
wow.
trying to get all the information.
You see stuff like that all the time. People putting the billboards up. What's the big case? Man, and the guy does the podcast on it. Your Own Backyard. What's her name? Is it Kristen Smart?
Smart.
They have a bunch of billboards of her. What happened to Kristen? Blah blah blah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's sad that you have to do stuff like that.
Oh, right? Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, a few episodes ago, I mentioned that guy that's missing in Nelsonville. They call him Brian or something.
Yeah.
Remember, I put the story up on our Facebook and stuff. Still haven't found out what's going on with him.
Man.
The dudes.
They haven't found him?
No. No, not no evidence or not. I mean, they keep going in circles about what happened, and they're bringing people in to talk to them, and they're trying to track this person down to talk to them, to question them, and it's a mess. But it's something I'm kind of keeping an eye on because I want to keep the show up to date on it, 'cause it might be something that we cover in the future.
And he went missing at what point?
It's been probably a little over 2 months now. But he's on medication and stuff that he hasn't. I mean, he has daily medication, and he lives with his grandma. And she said he wouldn't. Number one, he wouldn't go away for long and not tell her where he's going or check in with her and stuff like that because, I mean, he was reliant on her.
Right.
Did they search that pond that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, they've had divers in different ponds because, I mean, right now it's really just a rumor mill of. People will hear stuff well, I heard that he's out in this ravine, and they'll go and search it and nothing. Well, I heard somebody was dumped an old refrigerator in this pond, and that's where he's at, and nothing has come of any of it. So.
Wow.
But it's something I want to keep an eye on because, like I said, we may do something with it later on. But it's a sad situation, and it just reminds me, people putting billboards up to try and figure out what happened to one of their loved ones, man. That's sad.
It really is.
But back to this at hand. On April 14th, 2014, Ronald was found unresponsive in his prison cell. He was immediately rushed to the ER where he was pronounced dead. It's unsure how Ronald killed himself, because prison officials would not say. All they would say is foul play is not suspected.
Wonder why they're not saying.
Well, maybe he didn't do it alone.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
And that, folks, is the story of Ronald James Ward Jr. and his senseless murders, which were 100% senseless.
Oh, without a doubt.
He just killed random people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just all over the
Killed him
place.
just to kill him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, except for Craig, who made him go up a mountain he didn't want to go up, apparently.
Yeah.
He was fist fighting in the mountains.
Fist fighting like back in the day.
Yeah, putting his dukes up, like fighting like the old Irish.
Oh, yeah.
The Fighting Irish
boxers,
Notre Dame
yeah.
mascot.
You mean how Conor McGregor looked against Floyd Mayweather when they boxed?
Putting his dukes up. Put your dukes up, Craig. This mountain's stupid. I'm sweating.
Oh, man.
Like, not a lot of people are like, you know what we should do today? I mean, there are people that go hiking and stuff, but not a lot of people are like, let's go climb this mountain over here. Like, just random people.
Like, I don't want to climb my driveway, and you're wanting to climb a freaking mountain.
Yeah. Comes out of his RV like with a Pabst Blue Ribbon. What you up to today, Craig? Nothing. Let's go climb that mountain.
Hey, I do enjoy, though, like mountain trails. Going down to Tennessee, you know, they got all the trails around Pigeon Forge. Mm-hmm. I enjoy those.
Yeah, if I can drive them.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't like walking up a hill, like you said.
What about Hocking Hills, then? Because that's more flat.
Yeah, I mean, nature trails are pretty cool.
I just like seeing the rock formations.
It'd be really cool if they put like escalators in the mountains for
That's
lazy
why we're
people.
fat. I mean, it just dawned on me. That's the answer.
I mean, look at us, and look at
Lazy.
him.
Yeah, he's like, I like to climb scenic tours. We're like, man, we don't even like climbing the steps to our front porch. I go in through the garage.
Well, something else I've always wanted to do. Have you been to Mammoth Caves?
No.
So you've got the regular tours, and then if they still have it, it's like a special tour where you get a harness on and all this equipment. You go through like really tight spaces.
Too much stuff. Too much stuff there. I sweat walking around antique malls. Which is what I've been doing lately. Going to antique malls.
Oh, yeah? What are you looking for?
Well, Riley's into antique jewelry right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's her thing. So we drove all the way out to the old shoe factory in Lancaster yesterday.
Ooh.
But I mean, it's kind of cool looking at some of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Like the old furniture and
Oh, yeah,
old
definitely.
tools. But I'm a lazy dude, apparently, because I get out there like, man, my feet's starting to hurt. I'm tired. Should have brought me a canteen. It might have been what happened here in this story. Guy gets up there and he got thirsty. Threw down his Pabst Blue Ribbon in his RV. He was like, I'm thirsty.
I mean, I've got my lazy weeks too. I didn't work out this week, but again, I was feeling a little sick, so hopefully I'm back at it tomorrow.
That's what depresses me. Is Rex is in a lot better shape than us, and he's like, I had a rough week. I was dang, man. Even if I do decide to turn my life around, I'm having days like that.
Classic.
So what do you got for me, Rex?
All right, if you haven't done so, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. You have any comments, questions, ideas, you can email us at eviltransgression@gmail.com.
You can also go to eviltransgression.com and check out all of our links. And be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Amazon and Podbean
Yep.
and
Stitcher. Whatever you listen on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. You can also go to our Patreon. Check that out, which Josh is going to let you know.
We are going to revamp the Patreon.
Revamp.
Now, if you are on our Podbean patron, you might want to think about switching over to the Patreon, the actual Patreon website, because we're going to revamp that, and it's going to be pretty cool to where what we're looking at is doing merch through Patreon. So if you are one of our Patreons, what would happen is certain tiers after a 3-month period, what Patreon does is they send you out a different piece of merch. So depending on the tier, it would be maybe a t-shirt, maybe a sweatshirt. That way you're getting a little bit more for your patronage.
Right.
Than just us doing our Beyond
Evil.
Evils. And we're also going to look at doing a Patreon only episode every month. So you get that extra bonus episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because we have kind of neglected our Patreons.
I blame Dustin.
And we want to make it right. Because you guys are the reason we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
We love all of our listeners.
Right.
Whether you're on our Patreon or not, please continue to listen. Because we're going to keep doing what we do.
And keep supporting us. You can even support us by just going and leaving us reviews. That's key. So,
which we have been getting those, so that's good.
Leave us reviews. Recommend us to people you know that like true crime or listen to podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Just help us grow.
Especially people at church.
Especially your pastor.
So just be on the lookout because we're going to update our Facebook when everything gets done. And then once that's done, then you'll know.
Yes.
You'll know because you'll know.
You'll know because you know.
You'll know because we'll let you know.
Because Dustin said so.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's going to be a welcome change, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah,
definitely.
It'll be a couple different tiers. So you'll have to look at it and see which one's best for you and go from there.
Yep.
We're also going to be working on getting some new t-shirts on our Threadless site, which you can find on our eviltransgression.com website.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just want to say, hey, here's a little bone for you, you can hit up our tip jar that is also on eviltransgression.com.
Mm-hmm. Very helpful.
Very helpful. We are in the process.
Keep the podcast moving.
We are in the process of building a actual studio.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not cheap.
No, it's not.
And it is not painless.
Yeah.
One of these days, we're going to have a sweet studio.
Uh-huh.
We've ran into a snag, but we'll keep you updated on the progress.
Yeah, because it should have been done by now. Unfortunately, the contractor and his finisher both got tested positive for COVID, so they did the 14-day quarantine. So I'm hoping that they start back up this week.
Yes. We need that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Because we got some stuff to hang up in our studio already.
Yeah.
Courtney made us a sign. We have an amazing picture from Kiona.
Yep.
Yep.
We just can't wait to get it all set up and looking sweet down there.
True.
So, anything else?
Good.
All conscience clear?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me. So until next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.